Schulenburg has timeouts. They've got a gain of 13 on the play, and a first down. Clock is rolling. No need to panic, or the clock is stopped as they set the chains. Horns quickly up to the line. 2 plays called in the huddle. Clock will now move. Manor trying to get men in and out. Need to get to the line and get something going. Sarton will drop back, looking. Bezetsny, and he was open, but the ball is overthrown. And that's a total timing pattern, and it just couldn't catch up with it.
And looking on the field, it looks like Manor's grabbing some ankles and not firing off the line too quick. Maybe they're looking for halftime also to get this thing in. Maybe the conditioning on David Hoosman's part is a big factor right now.
If they're looking for halftime now, they may find themselves down 14 points at half instead of just the 7, because we know that the Shorthorns can rock and roll with the best of them. They're only 60 yards away. And you say only 60 yards before a Shorthorn offense, it's clicking. They can cover that ground pretty quickly. Shotgun, first time we've seen it in 94. Shotgun look. An inside handoff to Houston. They bid it. Here's Houston, the 45, 50, midfield 40, cuts outside 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. See ya, amigo. Adios, compadre. What did I say? 60 yards. Jason Houston, the shotgun, inside handoff. Oh, my goodness. 60 yards, no flags, and you find yourself grabbing ankles and down 14 points.
They might grab them a little tighter right now. I'm sure the fire's going to be on the other side of the locker room at halftime. Schulenburg has a lot of benefit of not playing people both ways, and it shows in the latter parts of the game. Fresh legs, fresh bodies, fresh blockers. It really helps out. And on that play, Jason, it looked at about the 30-yard line. He was going to get caught. Pulled away. Nobody gained on him. An excellent tribute to a fine back.
What a call by Coach David Hoosman and the Shorthorn staff. And the young men perform it to perfection. 173 yards unofficially for Houston tonight. 3 touchdowns, and we're not even at halftime. Shepard will try to put the point on the board. Kick is up. It's good. Oh, this homecoming crowd is loving it here tonight. Our score with 1:04 left in the first half. Schulenburg 28, Manor 14. The excitement in the air here at the Shorthorn Stadium as the Shorthorns lead here 28-14 with just 1:04 left to go in the first half. Stay tuned, some stats coming up. We've got a packed house here tonight at Shorthorn Stadium. Stay tuned, stats and halftime activities, homecoming activities coming up at the half. Schramik's kick is going to be a squibbler, taken at the 28, 30, 35, and still on his feet, and then driven down right there is going to be Aaron Creighton. Shorthorn football on Channel 16, brought to you by Diamond S Restaurant, Foxfire Builders, that's J.O. Renner, 10th Frame Bowling Alley, Autobahn Travel Shop, IMCO, Ken and Sherry Banks owners, Krumchick Wagner Insurance Agency, Kelly and Doris Sarden, Schulenburg Auction Incorporated, Zimmerman's Garage, Schulenburg Printing and Office Supplies and Sports Specialties, the Prosky families, and Dan and Jill Tabor. If you're Manor, I say, you don't know, what do? You don't want to throw the football because that gives Schulenburg a chance to get it right back.
But you don't want to give in also. You got to show some fire, maybe give your team some momentum going into halftime.
A shotgun look for Manor. Bell in trouble. Barry Shepard is being held. The pass is caught on the sidelines. And a big hit. Keep him in bounds. Good job. Schramik made the hit. Michael Snowden made the catch. But Barry Shepard was being tackled on the offensive line. And no flag. Clock is stopped as they'll set the chains. And now they run. 45 seconds left. Manor trying to score here before the end of the half. 28-14 Schulenburg. Bell once though, man is wide open at the 40, 35, 30. Still on his feet. Ginnard has to bring him down to 25. Well, the passing is really doing the effective job here tonight for Manor.
Well, that's what's going to happen. Like we talked about it weeks before, there has been no run, and there's none again tonight. They're going to have to, Hoosman's calling a timeout now to settle the troops and hopefully hold them down for this last part of the first half.
The timeout is called with 31 seconds left in the first half, and Schulenburg leads 28-14. So the Horn defense back on the field now with the timeout. Shorthorns trying to hold on to this 28-14 lead with 31 seconds left in the first half. Bell, the quarterback, will drop back, looking to pass. Wants to throw it deep. Jackson, the defender, intercepted by Jamie Jackson. Jackson read the coverage, Jeff. He made the great play, and he hauled it in. You can see disaster written all over that because Jackson covered him like a blanket.
There was no separation between the receiver and the defender. Looked like they were throwing the ball to Jackson almost. He had perfect position on him. Couldn't ask for more in a defensive back.
So the interception by Jackson at the 1 will appear to thwart the drive by the Manor Mustangs. Now Schulenburg can't take the knee because it would be a safety. They're going to have to probably sneak it across, just cover up the football. Who knows? We may see Jason go 99. Would that be too much to ask from a super back? No, it would, because he's on the sidelines. He's had the first half, 173 yards and 3 scores. Yep, Sarton will just sneak it up the middle, gains about 4 yards on the play. The clock never started. Now it starts after the play was run, but it is enough. The Shorthorns can just hold on to the football now and go to the locker room with a 28-14 lead, and that's exactly what they're going to do. There will not be another snap here in the first half. The Shorthorns lead at the half over Manor by a score of 28-14, and it's been a good first half. We'll have a lot of stats coming up for you, and the homecoming activities coming up. At the half, Jeff, and the Horns up 28-14 over the Manor Mustangs. Been an outstanding ball game as we saw Schulenburg jump out on front on the Houston 20-yard run. Then the Manor Mustangs came back. Bell found Snowden for 69 yards. Then they had a pass to Vincent for 50 yards, and Manor led 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. But Schulenburg would come back. Houston on a 20-yard run with 7:42 left in the half. Sarton then would find Jamie Jackson, 23 yards and a touchdown. And then the 60-yard run by Jason Houston with a minute something left in the first half was just the best run of the night. Outstanding. Tell us about some of the stats. By far, the momentum is with the Horns in their locker room.
Well, you got two sides of the ledger here. We got a passing team and a running team. Schulenburg hadn't had to pass as much. Their running has been pretty successful. On the rushing ledger, we have Houston for Schulenburg with 13 carries for 173 yards. Wright, 2 carries for 6 yards. Raines, 3 carries for 9 yards. And Sarton, 3 carries for 11 yards. On Manor's side, not quite the success that you want against the Schulenburg defense, which is probably going to be king again on that second half on the pass. Williams, their big back, 180 yards last week, was held 3 carries to 3 yards. Gomez, the other running back they had 1 carry for no yards. The quarterback, Bell, 2 carries for a -1 yards, which will give him a 2-yard total. An outstanding effort by the Schulenburg defense playing the run. Now, on the passing side of the ledger, we have a different story. Sarton, a successful afternoon on the first half, 6 for 9, only 9 attempts. A good ratio, 69 yards and a touchdown. Whereas Bell, on the other hand, 7 for 14, a 500%, which is a good percentage against the Schulenburg defense. 213 yards and 2 touchdowns. The big plays, as you alluded to earlier, are what's going to hurt Schulenburg. If you knock out those big plays, make them make a drive. They haven't made a big drive tonight, only the big plays. Receiving, Jackson, the big man for Schulenburg, 4 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown. Adams, 1 for 11 yards. Raines, 1 for 5 yards. On Manor, 3 main receivers. Snowden, the big man, 4 catches, 117 yards and a touchdown on a nice cut on a run to make a real nice touchdown. Vincent, 1 for 50 yards on the trick play. Schulenburg thought he was going out. Too many men on the field. He stayed on the field right on the edge, and nobody saw him. Wide open. I've always learned before, and I hope it holds true tonight, trickery never wins you the game. Brawn and guts win you the game. Trickery will get you a score here and there, but it's not going to be your bread and butter. You can't keep consistently with a trick and expect to win. Wesley Williams, the back, had 1 catch out of the backfield for 32 yards on a nice gain. Total yardage, Schulenburg came out with 268 and Manor 215, a pretty even half yardage-wise.
We'll talk more about the first half, but right now we're going to be taking you back out to the field. Our score at the half is 28-14, Schulenburg on top, and now we'll take you to the field for our homecoming activities. So fans are seeing a lot of fans are seeing a great football game.
Well, by far the most competition we've had this year, and I'm sure on their side of the coin the same. I look for an explosive, fine second half of football here.
Schromick will tow it up. Young and Williams back deep from Manor. End over end, booming kick. Williams on the run at the 13, at the 20, 25, 30. He's got a seam, and he gets tackled at close to midfield by Bozel. Adam Bozel and Ricky Hernandez saved the day. But again, the burst of speed from Williams has Manor in business at the 43-yard line. Manor will start it this way. The quarterback is Donald Bell. Wesley Williams and Jesse Gomez are in the backfield. The flanker is Michael Snowden. Sean Houston, the tight end, and Maron Vincent, who caught a long touchdown pass, will split out here to the left side. A eye look for the Manor Mustangs. Ball at the 43-yard line. First possession, second half. They will give it to Williams. Romine and Bezechny bring him down as he crosses the 45, 46, 48-yard line is where they'll mark the football. It's a gain of 5 and a second down and 5. I think Manor wants to try to establish the run. They know they can throw. If they can establish the run, it can keep the Shorthorn defense guessing.
That seems to be the case starting off the second half here. That's a good philosophy. Get Schulenburg to the point where they have to guess what's going on.
Second down, 5 to go for the Mustangs. Ball at the 48-yard line. Schulenburg leads 28-14. We've just begun the second half of play. Bell will give it to Williams. He's got a hole. Cuts outside, gets away from Aiden. Ginnard in pursuit to the 40. Runs over a man, 35, and then the Shorthorns stack him up and bring him down to 35, but not before it's a long gain. It's a gain of 22 yards for the Manor Mustangs and a first down. Ball is at the 34-yard line. It'll be a first down and 10. So Manor has kept the football on the ground to start the second half. And it's 10:50 left to go here in the third quarter. Manor on the drive at the Shorthorn 34. Eye backs. Handed the first man through Gomez. Wrapped up by Shepard, and Ginnard finishes him off. Shepard, that time a very rare carry for the little fullback. And not your prototype fullback of 240 like the Moose, but just a little short running back, and they didn't fall for it.
You can tell by the way he runs, he's not the back the tailback is. To be successful, 31's going to have to touch the ball and look for daylight.
Second down and 10. No gain on the play as the defense held tough. Eye look again. Gomez the up back. Williams the tailback. Bell wants to pass. Looking. Being pressured. Gets away and will throw it up for grabs. And it's going to be incomplete. May have had a little offensive push off, but no call. Once again, you give him happy feet, and Bell's in trouble.
He's going to throw an errant pass more than likely if you keep him moving. Don't let him set up and get those feet set. Good defensive pressure and coverage in the defensive backfield. We were around the ball everywhere. That's where you want to be. You got a big third down play coming.
It is third down and 10, and an official's timeout is being called for some reason. The officials want to visit. I don't see him going to the sidelines. They are, well, it's an ironic or a weird situation why they would stop the clock. Of course, the clock stopped with the incomplete pass, but why stop the game, the play clock, and no meeting? Well, we don't know. Nonetheless, it's third and 10 for Manor. A new quarterback is in for the Manor Mustangs. It's Justin Young. Young is in, Bell is out. Young will hand it to Williams. He gets wound, and he fumbled the football, picked it right back up. Great job defensively by Dan Dagan to wrap him up, and now it's fourth down. I know that Bell was hit pretty hard back there, but never saw him leave the field, but he did. Young went out. Now Bell will come back in. And it's a fourth down and 5, a long 5 for Manor. This is another big defensive play.
Big series here. You need to stop. Don't let them get momentum to start the second half. If we can get it and make a decent drive, even if we don't score, take the minimum and run some time off the clock.
A shotgun look for the Manor Mustangs. Bell, high snap, rolling, A little shovel pass. Gomez has some running room. Wrapped up, and then he lunges forward. They had him back behind the first down marker, but he was able to lunge forward, and he's going to have enough for the first down. A gain of 8 on the little pass, the shovel pass. That's a good call. The Horns were not expecting that. But they had him wrapped up, Jeff, just shy of first down yardage at the 25, but he was able to break free and lunge forward. First down, Manor continues their drive at 9:07 left in the third quarter. Schulenburg leads 28-14. Motion to the right. Bell wants to pass, being pressured, throws out, and it's going to be intercepted by Adams. And then he fumbled the football, and Manor got it back. He fumbled the football, and Manor got it back. It was intercepted by Steven Adams, but then he fumbles the football, and Manor pounced on it, and they've got a first down. A first down at the 9. First and goal. Boy, Manor really got a big break there, Jeff.
Well, that corner pattern, we've covered it pretty good before. I couldn't tell if the ground caused the fumble or not, but we got to go with the referee's call. Play ball.
First down and goal from the 9. Manor with a eye look. 2 backs to the left. They will give it to Williams. Nothing there. Oh, he got hit by Ginnard. Another pancake with syrup this week for Chad Ginnard. First, he was wrapped up by Ricky Hernandez, and then Ginnard just lit his fire and knocked him back. That's a loss of 1, and that's second and goal from beyond the 10-yard line. So a big lick by Chad Ginnard after Hernandez had set him up. Split to either side, a flanker. Watch for Williams to get a little screen pass here or something in the flats, or he may streak across the middle. He will just run out looking, Bell looking in the end zone. He's going to run, a delayed run. He's got some run room. He will score, but a flag goes down. And I think you're going to hold the phone on this one. I think it's coming back. The officials are looking, and they're going to say, holding offense. Take the 6 off the board. Take the 6 points off the board. And it will be a penalty that will cost the Mustangs not only 6 points, but it will cost them nearly field position. They will move it back to the 20-yard line. One of our defensive linemen, Jeff, was just wrapped up and bear hugged to the ground.
Well, it's been happening all game. They've been tackling our tackles, if you want to use that phrase, like Coach says. It's finally been caught. It was an open field. It was pretty obvious on that play.
So it brings up a second down again. This time, second and goal from beyond the 20-yard line. One back set. Bell will look for Williams over the middle. In traffic. Good defense. Intercepted. Schromick at the 10, 15, gets away. Jared Schromick was playing center field, Jeff. He's like a little possum hiding back there. No offense, Schromick, but he picked it up and made the big interception.
He was just mirroring the quarterback, following his eyes. There was no back out of the backfield, or he didn't go out far. He had his pick of the field, just sitting back right in the middle of the pass. Couldn't miss that one.
Defensive backs love to sit back and play possum. Just wait, explode to the football, go to the football, made a huge play.
Couldn't have been a better time. The penalty, added to the penalty, get Manor in a hole. Let's take it down the other side now. Give a little breathing room to this offense.
28-14, Horns with a huge break. Second interception of the night for the Schulenburg secondary. First and 10. Ball is at the 20-yard line. Turn, give it to David Raines, looking for the outside. He's got a carry up to about the 24-yard line, a gain of 4. That is just a huge defensive play by Jared Schromick. Playing a little peekaboo back there, and he just exploded to the football. And that is just an outstanding play. It'll bring up second down and 6 for the Horns. Manor was knocking on the door, and then it was slammed in their face by Jared Schromick on the INT. And now Schulenburg has the lead, 28-14, and the clock is rolling at 7:10 left. Shorthorns would love nothing more than to take this one down the field 5 or 6 yards at a time, take 5 or 6 minutes off the clock, and put this one to bed. Sarton wants to pass. He's got Mark wide open. Mark catches it at the 45, the 40, all the way down to the 30, still on his feet, and then gets gang tackled out of bounds at the 30-yard line. They caught him sleeping. It goes from the 24, 46 yards. They will mark it at the 28, so it's going to be, it goes from the 24s, 26 to the 50, and 20 more, 22 more, 48 yards. Math in motion. Big play again. Mark was wide open, Jeff.
Beautiful, beautiful. They're going to be sitting on the run thinking what you were just talking about, grind the clock out and let's score. Nice play.
Let's pitch it to David Raines. He's got the regulators out in front of him, and Raines is tripped up as he gets down to the 22-yard line. Not before he gains 6 on the play. Offensive linemen, they are Dustin Bozel, Chris Urich, Donovan Kujay, Greg Segura, and Dan Dagan. We call them the regulators. A gain of 6 for Raines. Adams in with a play. Shorthorns lead 28-14. 6:20 left, third quarter. Jackson to the left. Maybe a fade route to Jackson. We'll see. Adams here to the right. The tight end Mark is to the left. Houston and Raines. It will be Jason Houston. He's got a big hole. Jason Houston still on his feet to the 10-yard line. A gain of 13 for Jason Houston. Another first down. 186 yards unofficially for Jason Houston.
14 carries, 186 yards. We just started the second half. Possibly 300, Kevin, possibly.
Boy, you've got your sights set, but you never know. Jason already with 3 touchdowns tonight. The Shorthorns are looking for another here. They lead 28-14. Sarton is the man under. He will take the snap, pitch it to Raines. Raines looking for the outside, gets a big block. He is going to score. Let's credit 78. What a big block. Dan Dagan, the regulator, got the big block, and Raines tiptoed into the end zone for a 10-yard touchdown run. 34-14. Big play, big series. Credit the defense.
Defense came up with the big play. Offense didn't let the momentum get wasted. Took it down, shoved it literally down the throat. Big play on the pass. What do you ask for the second half to start?
You can't ask for anything better if you're a Schulenburg Shorthorn fan. Shepard will be on to add the extra point. Sarton will do the holding. That was a big block by Dagan. Boy, big block by that offensive line. They are doing the job tonight in the trenches. Looking for a good snap. There it is. The snap, the kick is up on the board. Let's mark it. 5:41 left, third quarter. Our new score. Schulenburg Shorthorns in front of a homecoming crowd on top of Manor, 35-14. Football is brought to you tonight and every Tuesday night on Channel 16 by Baumgarten Matula, Bruce and Cindy Bozel, 3D Belt Company, Steve and Sharice Dees, Charles and Gail Balk, Poker Smokehouse Restaurant, Tom and Laura Sanders, Gallup Supermarket, Leo Stop and Shop, Leo Sheer Genius, and upstairs at the downstairs, the Record Rack, Barry and Melissa Shepard, Gary and Laurie Bauer, Jean Barber and Christine Gintert, and Royce and Jeanette Kujay. Horns lead 35-14. Kevin Fishbeck, Jeff Prosky, and Greg Uolo on camera on Channel 16. There's Schrammik's kick, taken by Young at the 11. Comes up the field to the 20, spins away, still on his feet, still on his feet. Boy, these special teams. And now who else but Mr. Special Teams? Chad Ginner with a tackle. Manor's got an explosive special teams unit. You like to see that.
Well, one thing I like to see on that play, that's the man I want with the ball. I don't want 31 with the ball. This guy, you can see he's not quite the size of the other back, maybe not quite the speed, a little more tentative on his running. That's the man I want to kick the ball to.
Yeah, Wesley Williams, 31, is a stud. He's only a junior. So we'll see him next year in Manor for sure. Yeah, first down and 10. This one is a long way from over. 5:32 left in the third. Schulenburg up 35-14. They have outscored Manor 28-0 after trailing 14-7. Quick pass out. The ball is going to be caught, and the man's in trouble. They tried to get the block, but the Horns ran right through it. Schrammik with the tackle of Snowden. Romine also out there. Very short gain, Jeff. That's only going to go for about 2 yards, and that's not what you want on that little quick hitch.
Well, their linemen don't get out as quick as ours the way it looks, and you don't have that lead block to spring you for that extra amount. Great aggressive move by the defense. Keep them pinned back.
2nd down and 8. High look for the Manor Mustangs. Quick pitch wins. He's going to throw the football. He throws a spiral, and it's incomplete. Good defense. Adams and Bozel out there. Tell you what, the kid had a good arm as he threw a tight spiral. The pass went to the pitch. That was Williams. It goes incomplete. But he threw a good pass. Now it's 3rd down. Now, Horns defense holds here. Punt, get the ball back. And then you really go to work once again.
You don't want to speculate, but if you get that next score, we've got to hold them here by any means, but if we can get the next score, man, it's going to be hard-pressed to come back with 4 touchdowns against our defense.
In Schulenburg, in front of a homecoming crowd. 3rd down and 8, Manor. This is a big play for the defense. Here coming on the rush. Williams has it, but there's a lot of black hats here, and they're going to wrap him up for a loss of 2. Oh, what a defensive effort. Gunnar Roman is out there. Paco Valenzuela is there. And Sam Brown, they lose a yard.
To me, it looks like you have to give the credits to the defense, to the conditioning of this squad. They're everywhere, just like Hoosman's game plan, swarm to the ball. Get to the ball. Big things are going to happen when you're around the ball. He eludes a lot of tacklers. He breaks a lot. But when you've got 6 guys on you, you're not going to break 6 tackles, 1 or 2 possibly, but excellent job of defense by Brad Oden.
Of course, only having one player that goes both ways helps a lot as well. Here's a punt. It's straight up in the air. It's going to go. Schulenburg's going to have to get out of the way from it, and they will. And Manor will tap it down at about the 38-yard line. Romine and Sean Lessard going after a little bit. Now, Schulenburg, good field position, Jeff, 37-yard line, 38-yard line. Let's take it football down the field and put this one out.
I'd like to see them use that ground game, chew up a little of that clock, and wear their line down. Just wear them down where they don't give any pressure on starting. The last thing we're going to need is somebody to get hurt out here. I think we have a coach on the field that might be getting a penalty or somebody getting a little upset.
The flag went down, dead ball unsportsmanlike, going to cost them 15 yards. Yeah, Manor coach is not at all happy, but they run out on the field, and, you know, that's a no-no. I mean, that is an absolute no-no, and you shouldn't get yourself in that situation where it hurts the kids because it gives the Schulenburg Shorthorns another 15 yards of real estate.
It could have been the coach coming out. They had a man down, supposedly. It looked like he was down. He might have been coming out to that. Either he might have said something to the referee or one of the other players. It's hard to tell from up here. We can't speculate, but somebody didn't like what something was said down there, and they went through yellow hankies.
Schulenburg has it. 1st down and 10 Horns. Schulenburg leads 35-14 with 3:55 left in our 3rd quarter. The ball is at the 47-yard line. Jamie Jackson out here to the right. To the left is Bezetsny. They want to throw a quick hitter to Bezetsny. He is hit hard, but he'll bounce up, and he may have enough for the 1st down. Bezetsny was ripped, but the young man held on to the football, and he's going to be awfully close to a Schulenburg Shorthorn 1st down. The officials will take a look and say, 1st down, Schulenburg Shorthorns. The ball moved up to the 36. That's a big play. I tell you what, you get it out to Bezetsny, and he gets leveled and holds on to the football, pops up, goes to the huddle, 1st down.
Well, Bezetsny's not one of the biggest men on the field. He took a heck of a lick.
1st and 10 Shorthorns, 36-yard line. Moving the football. They lead 35-14 over Manor. Sarton with a draw to right. Right has the room, 25, 20. Wrapped up at the 15-yard line. A gain of 20 for Wright. From the 35 to the 15, another 1st down for the Horns. And, Jeff, you said it earlier, the more physical Shorthorns are just taking it to Manor here in the 2nd half, and Manor's starting to drag a little bit.
Well, at the beginning of the game, you could see Manor's firing their line. They were in the backfield, offensive backfield a lot of times. The Dragons are not in our backfield. Everything's playing on their side of the ball. When you're a defensive lineman, you got to get penetration.
1st and 10 Horns, ball at the 15. Wright And Houston in the backfield for Schulenburg. Sarton will give it to Bradley Wright. Gets a block from Jason Houston. Takes it up and then gets hit hard. Also leading the way out there for the Schulenburg Shorthorns is Donovan Kujay, one of the regulators. Gain of 2 for Schulenburg. And it brings up a second down. Actually, it's a lot better than that. It's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for the Horns at the 12-yard line. They need the 5. Ball is at the 7. Schulenburg up 35-14, looking to add it. Jackson and Bezesny split out here to the right. Sarton wants to throw. Bezesny's wide open, touchdown! Somebody up here called that play. Either Coach Stewart or Coach Brown, because they said, here it is, here it is. 2 men split out there to the right. One goes one way, Bezesny does a little fake, cuts it up, he's wide open. Sarton, another touchdown pass.
It's not a pick, but it'll make the guys run to the back of each other, trying to figure out who's going to cover who. Hoosman's got something pulled out of his bag. It's not a trick play, but they haven't seen it today yet. It's beautiful.
It's a smart play and a touchdown play for the Schulenburg Shorthorns. 41-14, 2:23 left, third quarter. This was a close ball game back about halfway through the first half. Now it's a runaway. Looking for the snap. There it is. Shepard has no good. It may have gotten tipped. But nonetheless, look at the clock, and you look at it good because it says Schulenburg 41, Manor 14, 2:23 left in the third quarter. Schulenburg Shorthorn football is being brought to you each and every Tuesday night on Channel 16 by Casper's Department Store, Frank Supply, Schwenke Baumgarten Funeral Home, Schulenburg Glass, Schaller Engineering, Welborn Petroleum, Hill Bank and Trust Company of Weimar, Watzlawick Clinic and Pharmacy, Mr. B Fireworks, Tom Vargas, Holas Duncan Insurance Agency, Hugo Holas in Schulenburg, and Carl Duncan in Weimar, along with Frank's Restaurant, 65 years Superior Food, IH-10, Highway 77 in Schulenburg. Horns lead 41-14. Schronek will kick. Back deep, a new fresh face is Kent Walker. Walker is on his way. He's got some room. Walker getting outside to the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. He is going to be tripped up at the 5. Knocked down by a lineman, and that is Hernandez. Ricky Hernandez saved a touchdown. Super return, Jeff.